Wallabies players Jake Gordon and Marika Koroibete, and head coach Joe Schmidt. Following Joe Schmidt's team announcement for the Wallabies' second test against the All Blacks, here are our winners and losers from the 23 named for the Rugby Championship clash in Wellington. Australia have opted for minimal changes despite seeing their great rivals retain the Bledisloe Cup for another year. There are 2 alterations to the 15, one of those enforced, as the Wallabies look to build a side capable of challenging the sports elite. We unpack the matchday squad and pick out our winners and losers from Schmidt's selections. If you are a fan of the All Blacks, write "Go All Blacks" in the comments and subscribe to the channel. Winners. Peach comes in for the injured Marika Koroibete and makes his first ever test start for the Wallabies, having appeared 3 times previously off the bench. It is a reward for a fine couple of seasons with the Waratahs, as well as some impactful efforts as a replacement for Schmidt's side. Peach has pace and power and was good in the final 20 minutes in Sydney last weekend. Jake Gordon back as the starting 9 and will hope to provide the sort of control Nick White failed to ultimately bring in Sydney. Tate McDermott did his job as a replacement, bringing pace and tempo late on, but the Australia head coach will want more from his main scrum half. Gordon has generally been the preferred option this year, and he will hope to provide more control to prevent another All Blacks scoring blitz in the opening quarter. Sione Kailia Schmidt has generally kept a pretty stable 15, quite rare for the Wallabies in 2024, but there are a few alterations on the bench. That includes talented loosehead Kailia, who will make his 3rd appearance of the Rugby Championship. He has missed the previous 2 matches, despite impressing off the bench in the 20-19 victory over Argentina in round 3. It is another test for the youngster, but he has shown plenty of promise so far this year. Ben Donaldson, another to be in and out of the squad. Noah Lolesio is obviously Schmidt's preferred fly-half option, but Donaldson has started 2 matches for the Wallabies, with his 3 other appearances coming from the bench. He is a steady player and won't let the team down, but the Australia head coach will probably want a bit more from him. Josh Flook, after 2 excellent outings in July, we were expecting to see much more from the talented center in the Rugby Championship, but he has earned just 1 more test cap. That, unfortunately for him, came as a replacement in the 67-27 hammering by Argentina, where he came on for the final 15 minutes and saw Los Pumas score 4 tries during his time on the field. Could have counted against Flook, but Schmidt has given him another shot. Losers. Marika Koroibete, the powerhouse wing, went off injured in last weekend's clash with the All Blacks, and that wrist issue has made the decision easy for Schmidt. Koroibete's performances in the Rugby Championship, and particularly his display in the 31-28 defeat in Sydney, have raised questions about his place in the team. However, he certainly has not been at his best since coming into the side, and a good effort from Peach could see him out of the team for longer. Nick White, the experienced scrum half, has been on the periphery of the squad in 2024, and he simply did not do enough to retain his place for this weekend. New Zealand dominated that opening period, and White and his teammates failed to get a grasp on the game, leading to a blowout in the opening 15 minutes. James Slipper 140 and out for the great loosehead, we doubt it, but a week after eclipsing George Gregan's Wallabies cap record, Slipper has been dropped from the 23. The 35-year-old has been an incredible servant for Australian rugby and is still incredibly reliable at test level. But there is no doubt that Schmidt needs to find younger options going forward, hence Kailia's inclusion. Corey Toole, we wondered whether Koroibete's injury might open the door for the absolutely rapid wing to finally make his test debut, but evidently not. Toole, who is one of the quickest players in Super Rugby Pacific, was once again outstanding for the Brumbies last year, but the Flyer still has weaknesses which he needs to rectify. That is no doubt holding him back, as he is utterly electric with ball in hand. Carlo Tizzano. You can't help but feel sorry for the flanker, who has been absolutely superb stepping in for the injured Fraser McReight. However, following McReight's return, Tizzano has been unceremoniously dumped from the 23. The incumbent open side played well last weekend, so was never going to be replaced, but we at least thought a bench spot might be in the offing for Tizzano. Alas not. Subscribe to the All Blacks channel, turn on notifications, and stay updated with everything about the team. Let us know your opinion on Joe Schmidt's squad and the changes. What do you think? Will these selections help the Wallabies finally edge past the All Blacks in the next match? All Blacks head coach Scott Robertson and former centre Sonny Bill Williams. Former All Black centre Sonny Bill Williams maintains that head coach Scott Robertson is not making the best use of his bench. The 39-year-old was critical of the backroom team following New Zealand's second defeat to the Springboks in the Rugby Championship. Williams felt that they did not manage the final 20 minutes well enough, claiming that a coaching error led to Tyrell Lomax's key yellow card in the 18-12 loss to South Africa in Cape Town. Those second-half issues continued against the Wallabies as the All Blacks scored just 3 points after the break and none in the last quarter. If you're a fan of All Blacks, write "Go All Blacks" in the comments and subscribe to the channel. As a result, Australia mounted a comeback and were close to snatching a shock victory, only to narrowly succumb 31-28. Some believe that New Zealand don't currently have the players to beat the world's best consistently, but Williams very much disagrees. To say that New Zealand doesn't have the talent, I think that's not a correct statement. I still think they have the talent, he told Wide World of Sports. I just think they're not using the players the way they should, from a coaching perspective. How they're getting subbed when the players are coming on and off. In particular, how the forwards are used. South Africa has paved the way with the big boys, getting them on and off and making real impact. It's not a fair statement to just say we don't have the players, we don't have the class anymore. We do, we just need to use them correctly. That's what I see, what I believe. Sonny Bill Williams rues Scott Robertson's management as Springboks lead the way. The All Blacks finished the matches well in the July series with the bench key in their 2-0 triumph over England. However, Robertson's men have struggled in that area in the Rugby Championship and have yet to outscore their opponents in the second period during the competition. One of the biggest concerns for us is that last 20 minutes, Williams said. Great coaches make the bench believe you've got to come on and change the game, and we just haven't got it right from that perspective at the moment. That last 20 minutes, I don't know if it's a mindset thing, but we just seem to be slipping off or just not confident enough to pull the trigger. I think if we pull it back, just keep things simple. Let's win the physicality battle. Let's get up in their faces. I'm a big believer that when things aren't going to plan, you simplify the hell out of it. If you do that at a world-class level, then everything else will open up. Robertson has once again made changes in an attempt to rectify those issues, with the big calls coming in the playmaking positions. Cortez Radama and Damian McKenzie have dropped to the bench, with TJ Perenara and Beauden Barrett getting the nod for the Wallabies rematch. TJ, well rewarded, he's been playing really well, Williams added. He is almost in the form of his life, isn't he? He's playing some bloody great rugby and he was great off the bench last week. D-Mac McKenzie is a world-class player and he could be starting, but I like him as an impact player. Beauden has the experience and is still a world-class player as well. Read more. All Blacks team winners and losers as uncompromising Sam Cane joins illustrious list, while TJ Perenara gets a fitting send-off. Sonny Bill Williams has bemoaned Scott Robertson's coaching errors against the Springboks. He's also called for New Zealand Rugby to change its policies. Now, tell us what you think. Do you agree with Sonny Bill Williams' take on Robertson's coaching? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing.